Hello everyone, and welcome to our new episode. And today I'm continuing to build the garage, and I'm here to share this content with you. So today it was really cold outside, minus 22 degrees in the morning. That's why I didn't film, but I've already started working on it. This is our beam, and these beams are long beams. Long beams are different from regular ones in that their length is greater. So as soon as the length is more than 6, it's already considered a long beam, and it's harder to find, harder to buy, and usually costs more. This is gonna be our beam. And this is how I've already marked it out here. I've also done the layout. I've already cut this notch here. A notch in the middle. And this notch here to complete it. But since it was cold, I didn't film because it was just too chilly to work here. If I start filming, I'll completely lose my mind. I'll freeze out here. Now I've flipped it over, it's warmed up a bit, and I've come out to film. If I start filming, I'll completely lose my mind. I'll freeze out here. Now, I've flipped it over, it's warmed up a bit, and come out to film. This is already the second side, so this is the bottom, and this is the side. I always do it this way. First I work on the bottom, and then I do everything else. Actually, I'm setting it with a square working on this surface, meaning I'm cutting here with the chainsaw, but not along the line. Yeah, you marked it not along the line, but about 4 or 5 millimeters higher. And then I use the square from this surface to make this surface, and very often it doesn't. It matches just right, and now I'll show you what doesn't match. So right here I've already trimmed it, it's ready now, but some gypsies stole my blower. So we set the square, yeah. So the square is set, right? It clicks into place, it lies perfectly flat. And there it is. No, there's no gap, and there's no gap here either. The square is positioned perfectly. Look here, you see the square is set, but there's still about 3 millimeters to the line, roughly speaking. And that's why I always do the bottom precisely first. And then I do the sides. Well, I start with the sides. One side the side, then the other side the side, so to speak. Right now I've done this side. I've done the side, and then I won't be working on this side. So I'm not going to work on this side, but I'll flip the log over to the other side. And I'm going to work on this side, that is like this. I'm going to lay it down with the square there. Measurements. And it will turn out that this side is horizontal. It will be when it's already set up for assembly, meaning it will lie down on the post. This part will go into the post about 13 cm, and this will lie on the surface, and these things will be perfectly vertical from it, meaning perpendicular to the plane. And that's it. And then the chances of messing up and so on become much lower, because some people do it like this. They do one side, and then the second one, then from this side they do this side, then from this side they do that side, and they don't even have the square fitting here, so they put the square here. Yeah. Well, like this, but they just have a hole of cosmic proportions here. And it turns out that, well, all of this is already a mistake. Yes, of course the client won't see any of this. This can be fixed, adjusted, trimmed, sanded down, but why do this if we can do it right from the start? That's what we're all about. So first we do this one. So first we do this one, then this one, and then we flip it over and do this one. And this side is done on a residual basis, meaning I did this, and then that one or the other, I mean any of them. You do the first one, after this one, then you do the second one, which is kind of parallel to it, and then you do the third one based on what's left. So I've already marked it out. Yeah, I have a ruler here. How much? It should be 36 here, right? 36. That's it, and this is from the other side. Me too. I'll set the size with the ruler, and it will also be 36, so I'll have 2 lines. I'll cut along them, and this upper plane, which will also align with the square. Perfect, because everything is done from the bottom up, and here it's 90 degrees, so the geometry is maintained, and after that, it will definitely align here too. So, if there are no issues, geometry will match up here. You place the square here, and just like that, everything will align. So that's it. I hope gave you a brief overview of the matter, and the fact that I didn't film the details of the clock this morning, so let's continue working. Also, I flipped my workpiece over because, when my workpiece was lying here, well, it was 7 meters long right here, and the fact that I didn't film the details of the clock this morning. Let's continue working. Well, I also flipped my workpiece over because, you know, when my workpiece was lying here, it was 7 meters long right here. Where the stick is lying, that's where I marked the thread. Yeah, and here it went all the way behind the stump, so I couldn't do it like that for now. How to flip it from this position to that one so I can make 7-meter pieces here. Well, by the way, regarding this, we have this stick that's 690, but this isn't the longest one yet, because I have 4 more beams over there, each 8 meters long. The finished size is like this, but
subtitles were carefully made by Dimitrorzak.
I feel free, I am a part of this place, and I know that
I can't stay.
sometimes it happens that the little bird just flew away, then it got fixed and was replanted. Subtitles made by Dimitrorzak. Subtitles made by Dimitrorzak. I made a notch, as you can see, and what we have now is that I've drawn the markings. Now everything is clear here. We are, like, not getting into the frame. So, we're just a little bit short on the view. Now everything is clear here. We are, like, not getting into the frame. So we're just a little bit short on the view. Now to the other side, that's what I was talking about. Right now there's a 90-degree angle here, but there's a 3mm gap. And that's because it goes down to 0 here at the start. It's all because it's impossible to mark precisely on a long stick. That is, at such a length it is already possible to hit perfectly clearly, so that there is nothing there. Some mistakes, but it's impossible. I mean, the string can't be pulled tight enough to mark it perfectly. Plus, you see, my log is a bit curved, so my log looks like this. It's just possible to mark this, and that's why it ends up at 0. The square is placed, and then a little further, hop, and there it is. Here are 2 3mm, and here in the middle I also have 2 3mm, and on that side too. Here, at the end of the notch, I have 2 to 3mm, and at the beginning of the notch, everything is according to the square, and everything is clear. The markings are ready, and now I'll show you how to check the miter saw. So, let's check the length. We have a length of 690 on the clock. Here we attach it to the OP plate and check on the miter saw. It's 5.5mm, and we to the other side. We are embarking on a continuous journey, moving forward with unwavering determination and a clear sense of purpose. Our path is well defined, and we embrace each step with steadfast resolve, steadily progressing towards our ultimate destination. With each stride, we are committed to advancing, driven by our goals and aspirations. This journey is not just about reaching the end, but about the growth and experiences we gain along the way. We are resolute in our mission, ensuring that every moment is a step forward in our quest for success.
let's go.
So, we leave them in the miter saw and consider it perfect, and we continue with the further production.
Subtitles provided by Dimitrorzak.
This baby, I can't seem to say, I'm feeling like love tonight.
You might be wondering, judging by the video, why I'm planing this. Because it's really inconvenient to plane along such a length. It's not a small piece here, but up to this point. Here, I won't plane this piece. It's long and tedious. And if you plane across, then across it turns out the same. Here's the line, and I'm planing up to the line, right? Hop hop, it's everywhere. And that's it. Here we get a flat, clear surface every time with the planer. And so later when I apply the square, I got distracted, but let's continue. So with the planer, I plane like this. And when you plane up to the line here, you can get a clear surface plane there, so like a full square. You always know how much you need to plane off, and then you just adjust, however much you need, and everything turns out precise. The line is also straight. Why are we trimming it straight? This garage will belong to a client for whom we have already built a house and a bath. The meeting room and the gazebo, so we have this flat surface made on the service site, and that's why we're also making a flat surface here. So again, I'm planning the surface with a planer because it gives you a clear flat surface. But there's a nuance. This long timber that I'm working with is last year's wood, and because of that it's already dry. It starts to crack. So fresh wood doesn't crack like that. And here is a long one, well, not long, but last year's forest. It pricks, and it turns out when you plane it, then you ask to sand it so that it didn't look so ugly, so it's flat. Now, there's just a little bit left, but that's already on the final sanding before painting. I'll finish that during the finishing process. It's not critical, and everything turns out we have a flat surface, and it's all clear. If I had planned it earlier, I would have had a flat surface. The angle was sanded down with the grinder, and it all turned out well. Now, the angle was sanded down with the grinder, and it all turned out well. Now, I'll draw the layout, make the markings, and then I'll go to that surface and finish the last one. While I've completely finished cutting these surfaces in the F circle, here they are hop, and over there, Yupa. Everything is ready there too. Now I'll make the markings, and start making the cuts. So let's continue. I made the cut, and now I just need to make the same one on the other end and flip it over. And here on the bottom side there's exactly the same cut. And that's it. The beam will be ready. So first I cut everything with a circular saw, then I pry it out with a crowbar, and then I refine it a bit. And just like that. So, turns out it's more like a cut-in. That's it. I'll finish it up to the end, and then I'll show you the finished one. Well, and here it is. The stick is completely ready. I'll take it all off and show you. Well, and here it is. The stick is completely ready. I've done everything here. So, made the cut-ins here. And here's the cut-in on that side. So I made two cut-ins, both sides, and everything is completely ready, by the way. These braces will be inserted right here. So this specific brace goes right here. So I signed it, got the end, and now it's ready. And regarding the brace, well, someone wrote in the comments how to make them better, what materials are best for that. This one. The forest from which I made it, it was lying there. We've had it for a year or two, so ideally I cut a dry log, but it was really dry. In the end I still made it, but it cracked anyway. Even after 2 years, it's not dry at all inside. And here you can see some little cracks. And later, when we start assembling, we'll have to deal with these cracks. Yeah, you can see that it's slightly coming out, so we'll have to sand everything down completely, but it's not a big problem. Here you can see some little cracks, and later, when we start assembling, we'll have to deal with these cracks. Yeah, you can see here that it's sticking out a bit, so we'll have to sand everything down completely, but it's not a big problem. This happens every time, but anyway, the balcony is ready, so it happens like this every time. That's it. The balcony is ready. So, thanks everyone for watching, subscribe and keep watching, wait for the next episode. I hope it comes out as planned because, well, it's not a sure thing that I'll manage to finish it. And actually the whole garage, because we're heading to Moscow for the assembly of this house. And actually the whole garage, because we're heading to Moscow for the assembly of this house. This house is going to Moscow. But I'll try to make it happen. More needs to be done to to keep you happy with new episodes. Thank you all and see you in the next video.